The passage through the history of boxing of Mike Tyson is written in golden letters of indelible ink, manufactured with the blood, sweat, and tears of all those who ever tried to defeat him in the boxing ring. Some more arrogant than others, Iron Mike boasts a long list of opponents left sprawled on the canvases of the most iconic rings worldwide over decades. In today's video, I bring you a countdown filled with explosive jabs, soul-piercing direct hooks, and sadistic combinations of punches that earned the youngest heavyweight champion in history not only the title of the one to beat just by seeing him approach. I hope you're comfortable because the level of aggression and violence you're about to witness will captivate you until the end of the video and won't let go until the safety count is over. Ready for a new journey through time? Let's do it! Mike Tyson vs. Donnie Long. It was October 9, 1985, when Mike Tyson and Donnie Long answered the cold call of destiny to face off in the ring at the Trump Casino Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Accompanying them was the legendary Frank Cappuccino, present in so many relevant contests, joining what was expected to be Tyson's first fight against a legitimately powerful opponent. Mike's professional record remained clean with 8 victories by knockout, while Donnie seemed to struggle to maintain his status as a contender with 15 wins, 10 of them by knockout and 3 losses. After ending up at the count of 3, Tyson, already angered by Long's audacity to rise again, now Long would rise at the count of 2 like a spoiled child who couldn't accept the no to victory only to receive a short left hook that bent his knees and sent him to test. But even without starting the safety count, Frank Cappuccino knew that Long was no longer a match for Tyson and decided to stop the fight before exposing him to much more severe damage. After this brutal knockout, 1 minute and 28 seconds into the first round, Mike sent only a lethal kiss to the camera. Mike Tyson vs. Mitch Green. May 20th, 86. For many, just another day. For boxing history enthusiasts, the great night when Mike Tyson and Mitch Green faced off at Madison Square Garden in New York. In addition to their participation, George Colon, George DeGabriel, and Pat Dolan would play an important role in the bout, acting as judges. Their critical eyes had to point out a clear winner in case the fighters' fists didn't do it by the end of the scheduled 10 rounds. With Mike Tyson, a beast with a clean record of 20 victories, 19 by knockout, and Mitch Green, who had 16 wins, 10 by knockout, 1 loss, and 1 draw, a true clash of titans was anticipated. After the bell signaling the start of the battle, Tyson focused on pressuring Green at all times. 3 times he managed to make Green's mouthpiece fly, and in as many occasions he left him in a state of shock with short and devastating blows to the head and body.
Keep that jab in his face and not be going 10 rounds. I had that same experience when I fought your opposition, knowing that he's capable of maneuverability. Good left hand, Mike leaning back. Watch the left hook of Mike Tyson.
However, Green showed what he was made of by not falling to the power of the Iron Mike legend and defending himself with tough flurries every time Tyson opened his guard.
Every time Mitch Green moves backwards, you notice that there is no mouthpiece in Mitch Green's mouth. He was knocked out by a left hook.
There is no doubt that the crowd of over 6,500 people experienced many moments of excitement, although during the last rounds, they showed their displeasure with chorus of boos. Tyson never put Green in danger except once during the early episodes when it seemed he would go down from 2 body shots. After 10 thrilling and exhausting rounds, Mike Tyson defeated Mitch Green by unanimous decision of the judges.
Another day in the classroom, big left hand to end things.
His 21st straight win and as many fights, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson vs. Frank Bruno. In '89, specifically on February 25th, Mike Tyson and Frank Bruno made history by facing each other at the Las Vegas Hilton Center in Nevada. It was Tyson's first defense of the Ring Magazine's World Heavyweight title, the 5th defense of the International Boxing Federation World Heavyweight title, the 7th defense of the World Boxing Association World Heavyweight title, and the 8th defense of the World Boxing Council World Heavyweight title. There was an announced crowd of 9,860 people, and the average ticket price had been $700. It was Tyson's first fight in 8 months, and before this, he had never been away from the ring for such a long time. Everyone was eager. Iron Mike initiated the contest on a good note. In his corner, he delivered a short right to Bruno's jaw with enough force to knock him down. Referee Richard Steele counted to 8 to allow Bruno to get up with a clear head. Bruno began to play dirty when he landed a punch on Tyson's nape, resulting in a point deduction on the judge's scorecard.
Solid left and a right by Tyson, and now Bruno rabbit punches Mike.
But by the end of the round, he would recover. He used his skillful right fist to hit Tyson with enough power to immobilize him for a moment, followed by a left hook that caught him squarely. The knees of the champion, who until that moment seemed unbreakable, bent, and he had no choice but to step back. Like any good warrior, Tyson knew how to rise from the ashes and defeat Bruno by technical knockout 2 minutes and 55 seconds into the 5th round.
Trying to land the one haymaker.
Oh, it's just a matter of
This is vicious punishment.
That's not shot. That's that photo shot. Beautiful shot.
Steele has seen enough.
Still, after the fight, he praised the powerful punch that Bruno gave him, stating that it was harder than the punch Tony Tucker gave him. Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely. Breaking his own record of returning to fight after a long hiatus, we reach August 19, 1995. The date when Mike Tyson stood under the spotlight again to face Peter McNeely at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. The venue was fortunate to host a fight described as an overwhelming financial success. How could it not be? It was Tyson's first fight in 4 years due to his prison sentence. It was a highly anticipated bout that set a new record for pay-per-view sales. The fight lasted only 89 seconds, which were enough for Mike to wreak havoc in the ring. McNeely started the fight aggressively, thinking Tyson would be out of shape due to his time behind bars. Mike managed to avoid the wild punches of an opponent who couldn't even grasp the magnitude of the danger he faced and landed a right hook that left him on the canvas in less than 10 seconds into the bout.
As advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. Down goes McNeely.
After taking the count of 8 from Mills Lane, the referee, McNeely got up to continue attacking Tyson aggressively. Both were exchanging blows in a corner by the first minute of the round. Less than 20 seconds later, Tyson landed a right hook loaded with enough force to drop McNeely for the second time.
Mills Lane said stop that nonsense because it was starting to butt heads.
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut down.
It was then that Vinny Vecchione, McNeely's manager, jumped into the ring to prevent his fighter from suffering more damage. This simple but cowardly act was enough for Mills Lane to stop the fight and declare Tyson the winner by disqualification. Mike Tyson versus James Smith. Back in '87, if we look at the calendar, precisely on March 7th, at the Las Vegas Hilton Outdoor Arena in Nevada, the event Mike Tyson versus James "Bone Crusher" Smith took place. A fight that was recorded in history despite its controversial outcome. Unlike the previous opponent, James and his team decided not to flee like rats at the first sign of danger. In what would be Tyson's first defense of the World Boxing Council heavyweight title and Smith's first defense of the World Boxing Association heavyweight title, both fighters were more than willing to go the distance of the scheduled 12 rounds. Tyson's clean record of 28 victories, 26 of them by knockout, made him the clear favorite against Smith, with 19 wins, 14 by knockout, and 5 losses. Perhaps the fight lasted so long because, instead of bombarding, Smith resisted to the point of receiving 2-point deductions from Mills Lane, the referee, for his blatant attempts to cling to Mike's body.
Jab by Tyson. Hand by Smith. Nowhere near its mark. Tyson unloading on Smith.
Tyson felt so frustrated during the fight due to his opponent's defensive tactics that he decided to engage in several shoving matches between rounds, hoping to provoke enough fury in Smith to initiate a good exchange of blows. But the intensity Tyson emanated was rarely reciprocal, making the fight last until the end of the 12 rounds with a predator trying to hunt down prey playing it safe. In the end, Dalby Shirley scored 119-107, Jose Juan Guerra scored 119-107, and Lou Tabet scored 120-106, all in favor of Tyson. Thus, he was proclaimed the winner by unanimous decision of the judges in a fight that could have given more but recorded its passage through the history of the discipline as a title unification. Mike Tyson versus Tony Tucker. continuing the line of fighters who managed to finish a fight against Iron Mike standing, but not without enduring hellish punishments inflicted by the fists of the young knockout machine. We arrive at August 1st, 1987. In the ring at the Las Vegas Hilton Center in Nevada, another title unification fight took place, this time between Mike Tyson and Tony Tucker. With Mills Lane as the referee, it was Tucker's first defense of the International Boxing Federation Heavyweight World title, Tyson's second defense of the World Boxing Association Heavyweight World title, as well as his third defense of the World Boxing Council Heavyweight World title. It was the final fight of HBO's Heavyweight Unification Tournament, keeping thousands of fans around the world on edge as it was a clash between two undefeated fighters. Tyson's clean record stood at 30 victories, with 27 of them by knockout, while Tucker's record surpassed it with 34 victories, 29 of them by knockout. It was something completely unusual, and it seemed that finally a fighter had arrived who would give the invincible Iron Mike his first defeat. During the fight, Tyson had trouble landing more than one punch because Tucker fought very well, engaging in a battle of survival. Tucker's aggressive fighting style allowed him to shake Tyson's head with powerful right-hand punches during the early rounds.
Technically speaking, no one gave Tucker, and we always felt that he was susceptible to take jabs.
Another right hand.
However, after the fourth round, the promising opponent started losing steam, and that's when he shifted to survival mode to reach the 12 scheduled rounds. Tucker kept his distance, moved around the ring, dodged Tyson's explosive charges, and occasionally managed to neutralize the attacks of a beast that no one had tamed before. It wasn't until the last two-thirds of the fight that Tyson landed significant blows, although Tucker showed he hadn't perished on the battlefield by delivering a powerful left hook to Tyson's head during the final round.
Go to the uppercuts. Sometimes work. Great fight.
After a long battle, the three judges voted for Tyson. Phil Newman scored at 119 to 111, Julio Roldan marked 118 to 113, and Bill Graham added 116 to 112. After the fight, sports press experts claimed there were no knockdowns precisely because Tony Tucker had the intelligence to change his fighting style, adopting tactics that had frustrated Iron Mike in previous bouts. Mike Tyson versus Tony Tubbs. A Tony who didn't know how to adapt to Tyson's aggressive fighting style and succumbed to him in the ring was Tony Tubbs. On March 21, 1988, Tubbs faced Tyson at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan, in about scheduled to last 12 rounds but had an extremely premature ending. It was Tyson's third defense of the International Boxing Federation heavyweight title, the fifth defense of the World Boxing Association heavyweight title, and the sixth defense of the World Boxing Council heavyweight title. With a professional record of 33 victories, achieving 29 of them by knockouts, Tyson still positioned himself as the overwhelming favorite against Tubbs, with 25 victories, 16 by knockouts, and 1 loss. Historical fact: this was the second heavyweight world title fight in Japan. The first took place on September 1, 1973, where George Foreman defeated Jose Roman by knockout in the first round. During the first round, Tubbs had the opportunity to exchange punches with Tyson, mitigating the champion's attacks with jabs and quick combinations.
When he lost to Witherspoon, the only defeat.
However, he maintained a lax posture, rarely moving while fighting. The second round had a slow start like the first, but it would explode once Tyson began exerting more pressure on a stiff Tubbs who, unknowingly, was close to breaking.
It's going to be the stalking routine, as always, with Mike Tyson.
Of success with a jab, a very smart jab. He's pulling it.
The challenger's punches lacked the power to stop the champion, and Tyson saw the perfect opportunity to attack Tubbs' substantial body.
Now, watch him bringing there it is, bringing the uppercut there. I was a big fan of Tubbs when he was an amateur. He was this.
Again and again, he landed hooks to the stomach.
They're pretty accurate.
Destroyer has got to work on this fellow all the time because it may not be one punch that would do it.
As the round approached its end, the effect of all these punches began to show. Tyson trapped Tubbs against the ropes, sinking him with a succession of direct hooks to his abdomen. Trying to stay in the fight, executing a weak combination of punches, in the midst of the exchange, Tubbs opened his guard and was completely exposed to Iron Mike's fury. Tubbs was caught by a left hook that struck his right eye, making him stagger in his feeble attempts to walk. After a couple of turns, he ended up falling backward motionless to the canvas. Arthur Mercant conducted the safety count, but it was clear from Tubbs' cut bleeding onto the canvas that he had nothing more to offer. Mike was declared the winner by technical knockout at 2 minutes and 54 seconds of the second round. Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis. With the arrival of the new millennium, the possibility arose again that Iron Mike might not be as lethal as he was in the 80s or 90s. Intent on silencing all his detractors, on June 8, 2002, in the ring at the Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, Tyson had the courage to try to prove that he still harbored the power that made him the youngest heavyweight champion in history in his capable fists. Now the challenger, as the fight would be Lewis's first defense of the World Boxing Council, International Boxing Federation, and the Ring Magazine's heavyweight world titles. The confrontation began long before entering the ring when, during the January 22nd press conference of the same year, a brawl broke out between both fighters, their teams, and authorities, ending with the president of the World Boxing Council, Jose Sulaiman, unconscious. It was a strange scenario where Lewis was the betting favorite 2-1, but this only motivated the beast within Mike to prove that he could be champion once again. Once in the ring, the only audience bothered was those who trusted in Tyson's abilities to silence all those who blasphemed his name. In general terms, the fight can be defined as domination, as Lewis served as Tyson's executioner that night at the Pyramid. Tyson suffered cuts to both eyes, while Lewis's hard attacks to his face turned his nose into a source of blood.
You better fight Tyson. You better fight him. You better fight him good. You start to that time. That's what you got to do.
Trying to figure out a way.
Lennox Lewis will just move around the ring and do whatever he wants.
He is a dangerous puncher.
Lewis leads on Tyson. Connect with a right hand.
The long-awaited fight, which had been brewing for years, turned out to be a complete mismatch when it ended in the middle of the 8th round. Tyson had been caught by a series of powerful hooks, so strong that they made him fall to the canvas after suffering a crushing right to the chin.
Knockout past the 7th round. Lennox Lewis tripling Mike Tyson with a big uppercut.
Did either, Larry.
Lewis unloaded. Oh, he's doing a good job. He's got heart. You can't take that from him. Right hand from Lewis.
There were only 35 seconds left in the round, but Tyson had little intention of returning to the fight. With the referee Eddie Cotton's count, Lewis's victory by knockout became official. Mike Tyson versus Tyrell Biggs. You didn't think I'd end this compilation with a decisive defeat for Iron Mike. Let's relive what possibly wasn't his best or fastest knockout, but was the most satisfying of his professional career. On October 16, 1987, Tyson sought revenge against Tyrell Biggs by destroying him in the ring at the Convention Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Tyson and Biggs had known each other for years when young Mike kept the dream alive of representing his country in the Olympics. Due to his height, the Olympic team didn't believe in the skills of the young knockout machine to bring the gold medal home, making Biggs the chosen one. The rivalry between the two fighters began after, at the airport, in front of the media, civilians, and the rest of the team, Biggs humiliated Tyson by mocking the fact that he wouldn't be one of the Olympic fighters in the edition. So, patiently, Tyson trained to become the beast that would prove not only that he had everything and more to represent his country, but also to beat an Olympic medalist of Tyrell Biggs's caliber. Returning to the contest, both entered the ring undefeated. Tyson's record was 31 victories, 27 of them by knockout, and Biggs's record stood at 15 victories, achieving 10 of them by knockouts. It was Tyson's first defense of the International Boxing Federation heavyweight title, the third defense of the World Boxing Association heavyweight title, and the fourth defense of the World Boxing Council heavyweight title. Tyson not only felt that Biggs's medal should have been his, now there was a real risk that the same man could steal the titles for which he had worked so hard after being denied the opportunity of his life. Of course, he was going to turn the ring into a hunting ground. After the start bell, almost immediately, Tyson's hard fists began landing one after another on Biggs's jaw.
Tyrell Biggs, good lateral movement. Those hands should be up a little higher because, again, the hands.
The champion's left hooks seemed to rain on the challenger from all directions.
Before the punch actually is thrown.
Well, whatever he does, the fact that
And Tyson threw them as if he were in a batting practice, according to the praises of the sports press of the time. For 6 rounds, Biggs, the 1984 super heavyweight Olympic champion, had no choice but to absorb the hard bombs that Mike let hit him.
But he really bothered
there is the hook again because his hands are down. Mistake.
That's something you pointed out before the fight.
This is a good education for the public because the fans at home, because they're seeing.
By the 7th episode, the inevitable arrived. Biggs had had enough. The long-awaited victory came for Tyson at 2 minutes and 59 seconds when a left hook sent Biggs flying to his corner, where his body hit the canvas with his feet in the air.
And there's a right hand that just caught Biggs off balance. But he didn't put him away.
The elbow is it.
He is gone right now. He has. And 10 seconds to go in a round. There's a left hand. He's down again.
Tyson not only achieved his 32nd professional victory that night, but also his personal revenge in what could be the most significant fight of his life. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. Remember that there's no better way to support my content than by leaving a like on the video. Do you know of any other fights from the legend Mike Tyson where, for one reason or another, the ring turned into a massacre? Tell me about it in the comments. I'll be reading. Until next time.